This is Radharasa Siddhanidhi, continuing verse 176. Only in Sri Vrindavan, which puts to shame even Sri Vaikuntha, what to speak of any other place. Here in Vrindavan, Madhupati Sri Krishna knows Radha's sweetness, and Radha knows his sweetness. Sri Vrindavan, which is saturated with the tastiest nectar, Paramarasa Sudha Madhuri, gives all the relishable sweetness of Radha Madhupati to Radha's kinkaris, the maidservants of Srimati Radharani. Basically, we finished the verse yesterday by just saying that to appreciate the degree that what's told in the Tika here by Srila Anantadas, we can appreciate the sweetness of Radha and Krishna according to our own sweetness. They say it takes one to know one. So here in Vrindavan, this verse, Prabhupada Saraswati, is saying that Krishna is Madhupati. He's the Lord of sweetness. He's made of sweetness. And Radharani is Madhuri Radha. She is also sweet, the sweetness of her love. And then the Tika says that if our heart is sweetened with love itself, Krishna Prema, then we can appreciate the sweetness of Krishna. But if our heart is sweetened by the rasa or rati of dasya, servitude or friendship or parental love, like Yashoda or Sridham Subal or Raktak Patrak, then we can appreciate the sweetness of Radha and Krishna to some extent. You're right there, Can you see that cord, the orange cord? Yeah, there's on the left-hand side. There's of that cord. Turn that left, just next to the cord. Just turn it a little bit left. Radha, Radha, Radha. Yeah, because of going. You can hear. It's okay. Fine. So it's a very interesting story because the whole verse, the basic point of the verse is tasting sweetness. Vrindavan is the place to taste sweetness. It's called Madhurya Dham, Vrindavan, Madhurya Purushottam Sri Krishna, Madhurya Leelas. They're very, very sweet in different degrees. The sweetness of Gokul Leela with the Krishna stealing butter, as we were telling yesterday, and seeing his reflection in the pillar. He's hiding behind the pillar, the column, looking very surreptitiously and stealthily moving to steal the yogurt from the house of the gopi. Then he sees he's hiding behind a pillar. Oh, shh, don't speak anything. He sees his own reflection in the beautiful jeweled pillars of the palace of some gopi or whatever neighbor. And then he's thinking in his brahm, in his fear, when you become fearful, you lose your contact sometimes, your perception, because the fear grips your mind and you can't perceive. So Krishna, he's a little boy and he's subject to fear, especially because he's stealing. So when you're stealing, you're afraid of getting caught. So Krishna is very fearful, and that's why it's so exciting. Sometimes even millionaires go to department stores to shoplift. Shoplift means, put in a pocket. And there's stories I've read where the guy's a millionaire, and then the police would catch him with a camera, CTI, whatever. Why are you stealing a hairbrush? Hairbrush is 10 rupees, and you're a millionaire. No, it's the taste. It's the ras, the chor ras, the taste of stealing. It's fun. So even a guy that's a CEO, chief executive officer of some company, he wants some juice in his life. Oh, the police, they caught me. And then they'll say, who are you? I'm so and so. Oh, and he gives him 500 rupees. Okay, go. Don't do it again. So this Krishna, we have the taste. Everything is always, if you steal something, it tastes better. I'm not advocating theft, don't go steal your neighbor's possessions. But Krishna, this is his Gokul pastime. It's very, very sweet, very lovable, very tender, very funny, and very attractive for everyone, and user-friendly. And there's no parental guidance required, and it's not X-rated, and you don't have to be 18 or 21, and it's not Gita Govinda, and some other very intimate, amazingly erotic descriptions of Radha and Krishna's Sringarati, their erotic love affairs, which are, of course, transcendental. Their bodies are not made of bones or flesh, their bodies are made of consciousness, chit vastu, and prema, which is far removed from our understanding of our mind or senses or even experience. At any rate, it's very, very sweet, and who can appreciate Gokul Lila more than the mothers? That's why you see in India, the ladies, generally the ladies have very strong motherly bhav, vatsalya bhav. So they too much love Gopal, Bala Gopal. You go in Vrindavan, there must be 1 million murtis of Gopal. 1 million murtis for sale. And they'll sell this week. And then next week another million. Everywhere, every house. And I've been coming to Radhakund since 77. Gopinath, Govindaji, and Vinodaji, all the different temples around the Parikama. It was only Radha and Krishna Yugal, or the one Mahaprabhu temple. Then over the last 20 years, all of a sudden Gopal appears on the altar. I said, Gopal? You belong in Gokul. So you go now, you go on Gopinath, there he is, Gopal. All the temples have Gopal. I don't know why, how, I don't know, that's Gopal's wish. But Gopal is, he's in Dasyarati, Sakirati, and Vatsalyarati with his devotees, and Radha and Krishna and Radha Gopinath are in the Parakiya Bhav of Madhurya Bhav. They don't really, it's actually Rasabhas, Murti Rasabhas. But it's sweet. And so therefore, one whose heart is sweetened by the feelings of a mother, like any mother who has children, she'll too much like Gokul Lila, Krishna's Balya Lila, as a crawling. Whereas a man, he doesn't have those kind of sentiments of a mother generally. So he's okay, yeah, Gopal and Jai Gopal. But he may, if he's more playful, sporty type, and he may like sports type, he likes the Sakiras, wrestling and all the things that the boys do. So his mind and heart, he can relate to that. So he'll worship Krishna Balaram. So that in the Tika it's saying that if we have Madhurya Prem, so it's the point he's making, he's saying that the Kinkaris, Radharani's maidservants, the Manjaris, Kinkaris, Paricharanis, or many words are used in the Sanskrit. Kinkari, most common. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself uses that word, which we became familiar with as a bhakta. We were introduced to Kinkari Bhav as bhaktas. Ayi Nanda Tanaja Kinkaram is a Shikshastakam. Maybe not everyone knows, but the Shikshastakam, the 8 teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are known as Shikshastakam. And it introduces in verse number 5, Ainanda Tanaja Kinkaram. Kinkara and Kinkari. Kinkara means servant, male, gender, and Kinkari means servant, female. So, little do we know the meaning of all the words, but the idea of the verse is that I'm fallen in this ocean of suffering, this Bhava Sagar, Bhava Sindhu. Please pick me up from this miserable life I'm living and keep me fixed. Tita Duli Sadrisham Vichintya. Sadrisham Vichintya. Sadrisham Vichintya actually means Sadrisham Vichintya. Always keep me in your thinking, especially Vichintya. Sadrisham Vichintya, he says, he's actually saying, Stita Di, says, because he's saying, Ayi Nanda Tana Chikinkaram Patitam Mam Vishmeva Mamado Kripya Tava Padapankaja Stita Duli Sadrisham Vichintya. He's saying keep sadrisham, always look at me, always look my way. Oh Bhagavan, oh Krishna, always look my way. Drisham. Then he's saying, Vichintya, and always think of me, always remember me. Don't forget me. They have phrases like that. Don't forget me. So we hear this word kinkar. So kinkari means servant. I am your servant. Oh Nanda Nandan, Ai Nanda Tanuja Kinkaram. O son of Nanda Baba. O son of Nanda Baba, Braja Raja Suno, Braja Nandanam, Sri Nanda Nandana. I am your servant. I'm your kinkar. So now we're all generic by our sarup, our constitution, Jivara Surupaya Krishna or Nityadas. We're all servants of Krishna. This is the nature of every jiva. But then when the jiva, he has some specification, some savishesh, some specification, as he develops his consciousness in the direction of God, then kripa comes his way. Even that development of consciousness going in the direction of God is the mercy of Krishna. I met someone on the Sangam. He said, I've written a new book in Hindi. It's called, in English it's called Causeless Mercy. It's about to go to press. It's one Hindi friend of mine. And I said, you are wrong. This is not, there's no such thing as causeless mercy. All mercy is causeless. So you're calling it ahoituki in Hindi, ahoituki kripa, which means, I said only in the material world you can say that mercy has a cause. In material relationships or material dealings, you might say that mercy has a cause. For example, 3 ladies apply for a job. They all have the same qualification, the same education, and they all pass. They know the subject very well. So 3 of them, they apply to the man. The employers say it's a man by chance. Usually, may not be, and then one gets chosen for the job, high-paying job or whatever, and then they meet together, the 3 ladies, and they say, oh, you got the job. How you got the job? Because we all have the same qualification. And then she might say, oh, it's mercy. But that mercy has a cause. What is the cause of that mercy? There was 3 applicants for the job, and one was chosen, one of the 3 ladies. And she might say, well, how did you get it? It's mercy. But how did she get the mercy of the boss? Because she looks better than the other 2. She's more pretty. So there's a cause to receiving the mercy which transferred into her being hired in the post. Or in India, it's very applicable in India. Oh, I got this position, and I don't know how I got it. But it's actually, it seems it's just mercy. And then you go deeper and say, well, your employer, do you know the employer? No. So do you have any relationship? Well, the employer went to school with my father. Acha. So the boss, the owner of the company, he went to school. The person said, I don't know how by mercy I got it. I don't know what the cause is. I just got the mercy. So then the analytical or philosophical or psychological friend will say, trace out the why of it all. Why is the philosopher's haunting question. The philosopher is always haunted by the question, why? The ordinary person, every ordinary person, they say in America, Tom, Dick, and Harry, but every ordinary person, he asks, who did it? Where did it happen? What happened? How did it happen? But why? This is rarely asked. An old theme of mine. But anyway, so then the person says, well, you got hired over those other 50 guys that applied out of college because your father went to school, so that's why he's probably favoring you, because unknown to you, your father called him and said, oh, by the way, my son is auditioning for a job. Please give him some, quote, mercy with a cause. But spiritual, to get the seed of bhakti, to get the Bhagavan Karshan, or attraction for Bhagavan, it's not by punya, doing good things. Oh, I'm a good guy. God should be nice to me. Maybe not. I read some rabbi wrote a book, Why Do Bad Things Happen to Good People? Hey, I'm good. God, why are you being so hard on me? It's his will. He does what he wants. And maybe you weren't so good in your last life and you're getting the fruits in this life. That's, of course, the philosophy of karma, which not everyone buys. Certainly not the rabbi. He denies that idea. But it's a fact. Very, very seemingly good people suffer. But this bhakti, everywhere you read Madhurya Kadambini, you read all the books of the acharyas, bhakti is causeless. There is no cause for bhakti. Kripa is part of bhakti. There's no cause. So this say ahoitaki, causeless mercy. I said mercy means causeless because it's a book about a spiritualist. It's a book about some great devotee. He's writing his memoirs or whatever, his experiences. So if you say any spiritual mercy automatically is causeless. There's nothing we can do. If someone has a Sadguru, he's in good shape. But how many people have Sadguru? There's so many good people in the world. I know many. I know hundreds of good people in the world. They have no guru. This is their guru, their man guru, mind. It's also not bad, good guru sometimes. It can give you some good ideas. But Sadguru, Mukta Jeev, liberated soul, who's seen the truth, Tattvadarshi, Tadvidi Pranibatena, Pariprashnena Sevaya, Upadekshanti Te Jnanam, Jnaninas Tattvadarshana. Tattvadarshana, he's seen the truth, he's realized. And when you meet him or you hear from him, you feel it. You see the truth by seeing him. By seeing Guru, you see the truth. If he's Sadguru means, Sad means Sat. Sat means truth. Sat means eternal. Guru means the voice of God. Guru means heavy. It also means remover of darkness. Guru means darkness. Gu means light. Remove. So when you meet the Sadguru, who are we? Who are you? Who am I? We're nobody. Our ego may tell us I'm this, I'm that, I have this qualification, that qualification, this degree, this birth, this noble birth. Oh, I'm a Brahmin, I'm a Kshatriya, I'm a wealthy person, I'm this, that, my father's this, that. It means zero. There's millions of people around the world like that without a guru. No guru. Millions of wonderful pious Indians, Brahmins, no Sadguru. They have a Kula guru, family guru, gives the boy Upanayana when he's 11. They don't have Vaishnava guru. The Kula guru, the Kula guru, the family guru will engage you in karma, good karma, yajna, puja. Then you do so many yajnas and pujas, and what do you get? You get another birth. Only the Sadguru can take you to Satdham, because he will give you Krishna. But no one wants Krishna because it says in the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, chapter 88, verse 8, that Krishna takes everything away. He says, if I favor someone, if I give my causeless, if I give my mercy to someone, I may take away everything. And every Indian doesn't know anything about Bhagavatam, doesn't know anything about Gita, but he knows this, that Krishna spoke the Gita, and surrender all religion, serve Krishna. But if you do that, he'll take away everything, so don't do it. Worship Shiva, he's really cool, and that's a fact. And he's really kind, and that's a fact. He's really gentle and innocent, so he's called Bola. Bolanath means gentle, innocent, like a child. Child is easily tricked, easily fooled. You give him a little candy, and then you can catch him and kidnap him. So Shiva is like that. His heart is, what anybody wants, yeah, take. Like if you're busy doing something and someone wants something, take, I'm busy. So he's busy. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. He meditates on Sankarshan. Ram, Hare Ram. He's too busy. He's shant. So he gives everything to everybody. Whatever you want. You want something in Tamagun, you get Tamagun. You want something in Rajagun, you get Rajagun. It's Shivji. Param Vaishnava. He wrote the Radha Kripa Kataksha to name one. He wrote Radha Sahasranam to name two. He's a Radha Bhakta. He'll give anything you want in this universe. Why? This universe is like a big store. Imagine, even they have stores called Big Store. In India, everything's so childish. So they have a big store, it's called Big Store. There's some big supermarket department store you can buy everything. It's called Big Store or something like that, right? Something in Big Store. Very simple place. So this whole universe is a big store, and Shiva's wife it controls it. Durga. Durga means anything in this world you want, it comes from Durga and Shiva. So if you worship Durga or Shiva, you can get anything in this world. But you won't get what's in Shiva's heart. What's in Shiva's heart is Radha. Radha. There's so many Shiva Bhaktas. They have so many things. So anyway, the basic point is Manjaris, they have the access to this prema because their whole love is oriented towards the servitude of Radharani. They're kinkaris. So if you serve the great, you become great. Sometimes there's a servant of a guru, and they're always traveling everywhere together. So he becomes great. He's just some brahmachari, grihastha, whatever. But he becomes great because of his sangha, association with the great, the guru. And even if you see, as soon as you see the servant of the guru somewhere, I will, like this, Hare Krishna, pronounce. Where's Guru? As soon as you see him, where's Gurudev? Oh, he's just down the street. I'm here, or whatever. So then, because you can't separate. So because the servant has access to the Guru, his location, and if he's a good servant, first-class servant, has access to the heart of the Guru. And they give the definition of servants. There's 3 classes of servants. The third class, the bottom class of servant, he does what he's asked. I mean, first you have to accept orders to be a servant to begin with. I don't mean modern type servants that don't even follow what you say. But the third class servant, he'll accept. Okay, I'll do what you say, but he does it reluctantly. Okay, I have to do it. It's my boss. It's my father, mother, whomever, guru. Okay, I'll do it. And the second class servant, he enthusiastically does it. He's very enthusiastic. And the first class servant, he doesn't have to be asked. He doesn't have to be asked to do service because he's in tune with the mind, itcha, desire and heart of the guru. So he fulfills the needs and service of the master before the master asks. That's the first class servant. That's a kinkari. That's the manjari. They fulfill Radharani's wishes and needs before she even asks. Because they feel they're bhav tadatmya. Bhav tadatmya. Radharani is their praneshwari. Pran-eshwari. We have our pancha pran, apan, upan, all that. Pran, apan. Our pran. So Radharani is controlling the pran. The pran is the essence of one's existence. The mind moves by pran. The heart moves by pran. We live by pran. And the manjaris live by Radharani. So Radharani is their pran. Praneshwari, the controller of their life's essence is Radharani. So they're bhav tad atmyam. Tad, that, bhav, mahabhav of Radha, atmyam. Atma means my very being, my mind, my body, my heart. Everything is Atma. Bhav tadatmya. So because they're so much one with Radharani's bhav, that they can feel the sweetness that Radharani feels. What Radharani perceives, the sweetness of Madhupati, that Lord of sweetness, Krishna, Shyam Sundar, Damodar, Madhav. They feel it, they taste it, they understand it, they relish it, and they serve it. They bring Madhupati to Madhuri Radha. That's their seva. So that's what's being mentioned here that's what he's saying. They know. They know the sweetness. Radha knows the sweetness of Krishna. Krishna knows the sweetness of Radha. But Krishna doesn't know his own sweetness. So he became Mahaprabhu. Because one of the 3 reasons why Gauranga became Mahaprabhu, because Krishna was thinking, what is this sweetness, Madhuri? there's one verse, it just slips my mind now, but he says, why the three reasons why Lord Krishna came as Lord Chaitanya. I want to taste the madhurima, pranayena madhurima. I want to taste the sweetness of my love that Radharani's tasting. It's like the gulab jamun trying to understand what the tongue is tasting. The gulab jamun is a very juicy, soft, spongy, sweet. And we taste it, and our hair stands on end. I mean, it's good. And we relish it through our sense of taste. And we're saying, whatever, some tasty thing. So that's the gulab jamun is thinking, why is he saying, or she saying, or why is it becoming all wet in here? As soon as I enter into this mouth, it becomes very, very wet because so much saliva is coming because you're excited, and the ras, the saliva is a ras, it's flowing. So Krishna, he sees, Radharani is experiencing so much happiness by serving me, and she's relishing my sweetness. So I want to experience the happiness of serving. I want to experience the happiness of being a devotee. I want to experience the sweetness, my own sweetness, which Radharani is experiencing. So Krishna knows the sweetness of Radha. Radha knows the sweetness of Krishna. And then Krishna becomes Gauranga, so he can understand the sweetness that Radha is experiencing in his form as Madhupati Sri Krishna. The Manjaris, because they're Bhav Tadatmiyam with Radha, and Krishna is in Radha's heart, they understand and experience the sweetness that Krishna experiences in Radha, and they understand and experience the sweetness that Radha experiences in Krishna. So therefore, Saraswati Pad is telling that only the Kinkaris of Radha, they can relish the sweetness of both Radha and Krishna. Yugo. Yugo, Radha Govinda Yugo Madhuri Ashwadan. Radha Govinda Yugo Madhuri Ashwadan. They can, Ashwadan means to taste. Ashwadan. Ashwadan. They can taste the sweetness of Radha and Krishna. Why? Because they're premi bhaktas. What kind of prem? Madhurya prem. What kind of madhurya prem? Parakiya bhav. Manjaris, most, at least we see that Rupa Manjari has a husband, and Rati Manjari, the Asta Manjaris, they have husbands. And some Parivars, they have the idea the Manjaris are too busy serving, so they have no husbands. But practically speaking, even if a Manjari, this is in spiritual world, liberated Jiva in his Sarup city, spiritual form, Kinkari Gopi Manjari, even if you become there in spiritual form as a Manjari, a maidservant of Radha and Govinda, Yugo, especially more affection for Radha, and your angle of seva is mostly Radha and Krishna. That's part of serving Radha, means to bring Krishna and to stand up for Radha and so many things. The Manjaris, they're so busy. Where's the time? Well, my one friend, his guru said, he asked, is there a husband? He said, there's no husband. And I asked my guru, he said, husband, it's called Chayapati. This is what Vishwanath says. It's Chayapati. It's only a shadow. There's some husband, but it's just a shadow. But this other friend of mine, his guru said, there's no time for that. Imagine, say you're working, say you're married, or whatever, boy and girl, whatever, man and lady. So you see your husband? I never see him. He's working. He has 2 shifts, day and night. I never see him. Well, how are you getting on? Oh, it's going on. I'm also working. So this is the situation of the Manjaris. You look at this. You look at the schedule of a Manjari in the Govinda Lila Amrita, Bhavana Amrita, Ashtakali Lila. They get up. They take rest at 2:00 at night in the kunja, not with their husband. At 2:00 at night, they take rest on the veranda of a Nimbrita Nikunja on the banks of Yamunaji. And nice, they're sleeping on the veranda at 2:00, and they get a wonderful 1.5 hours, 90 minutes sleep. Nice. Huh? Really well rested. I had a great sleep last night. Swapna. 1.5 hours. And then they get up and they're like busy like worker bees. They're on the go. They're on the go from 3:30 a.m. until 3:30 a.m. How does it work? From 3:30 a.m. one day until 2 a.m. the next day. They're on the go. So where's the time to even say hi, bye? Hi, pati, bye, pati. Hi, husband, bye, husband. Hi, pati, bye, pati. To mix two languages. There's no time. Oh, hi. One guy's going to work this way, wife's going that way. Oh, hi. You don't even see that much, at least in a material world. The husband's working, he's going this way. Oh, I'm going this way. Maybe I'll see my husband because I know he works over there on the first job, and he goes over there in the second job, and I go there for my job. So, oh, hi, beep, beep, hi. Oh, for 1 second, The Manjaris, because even at that possibility of seeing them for 1 second, their husband's in the barn. He's milking the cows. So my Gurudev said, it's Chaya Pati. It's like, I said, Chaya? Does that mean real or unreal? He says, anyway, you see Rupa Goswami has a husband, the name is there in Shastra. But Guru doesn't give any name. No Guru here. No Guru, no Nityananda Parivar, no Gurus, outside of ISKCON, any Gaudiya Guru. They don't give a name of your husband or father or anything like this. Because Manjaris they're servants. You start as a bhakta in the temple, washing the pots, cleaning the floor. And then after lakhs and lakhs of births and lakhs of sadhana, you become a premi bhakta, you become a siddha mahatma, and you get liberated to the spiritual world and you're a siddha swarup. Oh, now I'm Manjari, now I can enjoy, go down to the Yamuna bank and sunbathe and just swim in the waves. And no, as soon as you get there, okay, welcome Manjari. Oh, who is your Guru Sakhi? Oh, it's like in Prarthana, Narottam Das Thakur, he's telling, when will, he's in his Manjari form, I think he's Champak Manjari or something. He says, when will Manjulali Lokanath Goswami, when will my Guru Devi take me and introduce me to Rupa Manjari? So we'll come there and we'll meet our Guru Devi and embrace this, that. And Guru Devi says, come. Oh, Rupa Manjari, this is a Navadasi. This is a Navadasi. This is a new Manjari. So please, her name is Navadasi. Whatever. Just, whatever. Is Madhavidasi or whatever. And it's, very, very good. Okay, now, what do you know? Well, I don't know too much, Okay, well, first you go to Vishaka, you learn how to joke. Vishaka will teach you how to joke. And then I'll arrange for a meeting with Radharani, and she'll take you to a cave in Vrindavan. She will teach you how to play the veena and how to sing beautiful love songs for the pleasure of Sham. Okay, wow, I thought I was finished school. I went to college, I went to university, I got a master's degree, and now I'm back in school. It's a nice classroom. It's a cave in Govardhan. There's waterfalls inside the cave and a little river coming. And the teacher is amazing. It's Radharani, And the veena sounds great in here. Inside a cave. Boing. Perfect place for a music lesson. Wow. Built-in echo chamber. So you learn one thing, you learn this here. So okay, now then it's like you're in the army. It's like you're in the service. Kinkari. That's why you see dasyabav. Gopi, Bhartu, Padakamalayur, Dasyan. Now we're Dasanadas. The lady is Dasanadas. The guy is Dasanadas. But everybody in the final point is Dasi, Anudasi. Gopinath, Dasi, Anudasi. Because that form of Krishna known as Gopinath doesn't have any dasas. He has a few dasas, Raktak, Patrak, Patri, and a bunch of them in Nandagan that bathe them and dress him and all these things. But Gopinath means Lord of the Gopis, and when he's with the Gopis, there's no dasas there. There's only some Priyanarma Sakhas like Sridham and Subal who who share in the Madhurya Leela and even take part. Sometimes they pull on the ceiling fan. Subal and Sridham are pulling on the ceiling fan. And they know the Krishna's inside. The only difference between a Manjari pulling on the ceiling fan and Subal or Sridham is that they pull on the fan, but they don't look. You got it? I mean, there's the kunja. I mean, they're inside the kunja. So there's some with vines and all these things, makeshift pulley of branches there, and the vine goes up over the vine goes, some vine like a rope, and it's connected to some banana leaves or flower, and they make some bamboo. They make some flower fans, change every day, whatever, according to the season, or wool in different season. They make a fan, and then it has to go like this inside the kunj over the flower bed. So it has to go up like that, and then through the walls of the kunja, then outside the Manjari's pulling. And she's looking through the holes. Acha? Oh, wow. Listen to those waist bells. Jai Radharani ki Jai, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe. They're cheering for Radharani and Viparita Leela. So this is, the Manjaris, they're doing seva, and they're relishing this parakiya, this Shringarati of Radha Govinda Yugo. So maybe sometime even Sridham or Subal is pulling on the fan, but they don't look, because Krishna will be too embarrassed. They don't have the adhikar, they don't have the qualification to take direct part. There's one verse in Vrindavan Mahimamrita that says Paryanka means bed. Paryanka stale vacharita vastra vacharita. It says Paryanka stalike vastra vicharita kave. When will Radharani sit me on a flower bed and take me under the covers with her? Covers means vastra, cloth. Vicharita means cover. This is a verse from, I think it's in the 8th Sadaka, chapter 8 of Vrindavan Mahimamrita, maybe verse 23 or so, 22. It's amazing. So this is really intimate. Radha, Krishna, and me. And in a Western world, 3 is a company. Two's company, 3 is a crowd. We have an expression in the West. So 2 is good, and even in this Vidi, like Manusamhita type laws for humanity, like Hitopadesh type. They say when you travel. No, it's actually in Manusamhita. When you travel, you should not travel with 3. You should travel with 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 10, 20, 1,000, whatever, but never 3. It's amangal. It's inauspicious. Why? Because you start with 3, then okay, well, should we go left or right? 2 people want to go right. 1 person wants to go left. You break. The 3 break, and then one's left by himself, and that's amangal. So they say you should never. They say it's very inauspicious to travel anywhere with 3. So 1 taxi driver and you, or usually whatever you figure it out. Of course, these are material laws for material travel. When you're coming to the Holy Dham on Yatra, maybe 2 girls and 1 taxi driver, that's 3. Or 2 guys and 1 taxi driver, that's 3. But then you count the Paramatma, and then 3 plus 3 is 6. Paramatma is also a person. So there's different ways to adjust it. But there's no, don't mind, there's no material laws for coming to the spiritual world. Just by hook or by crook, run to Vrindavan. Hook or by crook, or 3 or 2 or 1 or everybody, or don't worry about it, just come. So they know best about the sweetness, and what I found myself in my own studies. I've been reading books like this, Radharasa Sudanidhi and Vilal Kusumanjali, since 88 or 89, a few years, and identifying with this whole idea of being a Manjari and whatnot. But when I was actually introduced in a more direct way through the mercy of Guru and Krishna and Radharani, I feel too much, it automatically comes too much identification and too much of the feelings of the actual Sakhis and Manjaris especially whom I immediately serve with, comes in one's mind and heart. So I was understanding the sweetness and appreciating. Everyone can. You can't but appreciate the sweetness of Radha and Krishna's pastimes if you're attracted to them, and they're your Ishtadev. We worship Radha and Krishna, and we're attracted to them. But when you actually get kind of introduced in a very specific and formal way, then I can say from experience, and only a few years, that you experience the sweet. When you read the same books and the same exchanges, you actually experience more of the sweetness. It's more taste and more pleasure and happiness in the mind when you're actually part of it. It's like a honey jar with some honey that dropped on the outside from the last user. The last user opened it up and spilled some on the jar and then closed it up. So you go on the jar and you lick up that remaining honey and get some sweetness. But when you get inside the jar, it's like a lot of unlimited sweetness. You can't bear it. No one can drink a jar of honey. It's too much sweet. So this studying these books and thinking about these things and meditating on these things is sweet. It's attractive. Everyone can agree to that. But when you're introduced by the mercy of Guru and taking closer to the sweetness, or at least the cap is lifted off and you're smelling the fragrance of the honey. Good honey smells like the different flowers. The clover honey smells like clover flowers or whatever. Frangipani honey from Hawaii. There's all different kinds of honeys. So the flavor, the experience becomes sweeter and sweeter. So he's saying here, he's speaking in a Kinkari Bhav, he's speaking as a Manjari, how much I'm experiencing the sweetness. So he knows more than anyone. So this verse is glorifying the sweetness of Vrindavan, because here is the sweetness of Radha and Krishna's pastimes. And then I think there's just some, what was it? A red book. Okay. So there's one poet quoted here, and they kind of summarized in Bengali the whole verse in Bengali, and it's very nice. It's kind of a repetition, but it's very nicely done. There's some. Let's see what my notes are telling. This verse is glorifying. I'll just read a little bit. This verse is glorifying Vrindavan for its unique sweetness, but it places particular places in Vrindavan possess tremendous power in and of themselves. That's what they're called Leela Stalis, special places of Leela. Like, what's the difference between going into Seva Kunj and sitting there and chanting japa, and going to Chaitanya Bihar and sitting down somewhere in an empty lot and chanting japa? Or going to Madhavan Colony and sit in an empty lot, or sit in your own apartment, wherever it may be. Madhavan Colony, Chaitanya Bihar, here or there, wherever, Raman Reti. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Now that's nice. Now go to Seva Kunj at 5 o'clock in the morning and chant. This is a place of Leela. Your apartment is not a place of Leela. Radha and Krishna don't come there every day and have Astakali Leela. Don't get me wrong, it's very nice to have a flat and a place anywhere in the Holy Dham, or any Holy Dham. But the Leela Stalis are the Leela Stalis. It's not all one. It's all one, it's Vrindavan, but it's difference. There's huge difference. Gokul is charged up. Gokul Dham is charged up. It's anukulya and favorable for Vatsalya Bhav, especially in Sakya Bhav. But Madhurya Bhav, if you're a seeker of Madhurya Bhav, then you want to be in a Madhurya Leela place. So the Sad Goswamis, they did bhajan in Vrindavan, not in Raman Reti, not in Chaitanya Bihar, not in Madhavan Colony. Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, the Sad Goswamis, they did bhajan in Seva Kunj, and Nidhiban, and Dir Samir, and Gauridas Pandit, he has a Manjari form also, Sakhi form. Gauridas Pandit, he did bhajan in Dir Samir. Dir Samir is in the middle of the Rasastali. So Vam Shivad, Gopeshwara Mahadev, Dir Shamir, the Govinda Ghat, Keshi Ghat, that whole place is all Yamuna Pulina, from Imli Tala, you see the furthest away from the person that was furthest away from the Leela Stalis was Sanatana Goswami on the top of the hill at Dwarasaditya Tila and Madan Mohan Temple. But that's, of course, Kaliyadaha. But then that's also where Prabodhananda Saraswati, that's nearby Kaliyadaha. There's Kaliyadaha. But that's actually closer than Kaliyadaha. I think so. Is it right? Yeah. Yeah. I haven't lived in Vrindavan in 14 years. I've been here. So that's the city limits. That's the Leela limits. They have city limits. Okay. Thank you for visiting Los Angeles. Welcome to whatever. So that's the limit of the Leela. So beyond that, even Vrindavan itself, no one even lived beyond that. There is nothing beyond that but forest and jungle, mostly desert. Madhavan Colony and Chaitanya, that's all desert. Even today, it's all desert. You dig in, it's all sand there. From there all the way out to Chatikar Road, to Delhi Agra Highway, it's practically desert, like Rajasthan. That side, the south side of Sonrak Road, where Madhavan Colony is, that's all desert, and all the way out to the Delhi Agra Highway. On the north side of that Madhavan Colony Road, Sonak Road, that's Yamuna flood bank. The Yamuna would come there. The Yamuna was flowing there. That's why there was huge, big trees there and so many peacocks, and it's a whole different place. And when all these tankers are running around Vrindavan with water, they're drilling the water from there. They're catching the water from there on the east, on that side of Iskan Goshala, north, all there. That's the Yamuna floodplain. So the water is sweet. And all the water anywhere else. Madhavan Colony, my friend has a house. 20 years ago he bought a house there. He dug 320 feet in the ground. 320 feet, 120 meters. 120 meters in the ground to get water. Here you drink 20 feet. 20 feet and you get water. Yamuna's side is 50 feet. It's a desert. There's no water there. So this is important, that this the place itself. So Das Goswami, he came to Braj, to Radhakund. And at that time, Aritagram was a very, it says red book, C, D. What about C? Krishna's sweetness. I just have somehow a little unorganized today. Radha tells her girlfriend about her darshan of Madhupati beside the Yamuna. Oh, this is what it is. Oh, okay. I'm just going to introduce this song, because we have a few minutes, about 12 minutes. Somehow this note is included here in this. Hare Krishna. Let's see if I'm on the right verse here. 176. 92. They know and relish of his sweetness. All right. Padakarta Gyanadas, he describes Radharani's first darshan. He's describing the first darshan of Radharani, of Shamsundar, Madhupati Sham, that sweeter than sweet, beautiful boy named Sham. So this particular, we'll read that now. So he says, the introduction to this is this. Radha tells her Sakhi one day about the first darshan that she had of Madhupati on the bank of the Yamuna. And this is what Radharani said. Kene gelam jala bari bari. Kene gelam jala bari bari. How's it going? Anyway, Jaite jamanara gate, sekane bulila bhate. Timire garashila more. Oh Sakhi, tell me, why did I go to that bathing ghat at the Yamuna today to fetch water? After I forgot everything when I went there because I was swallowed by the dark luster of Krishna. Timire, it's like a timingila fish. Timire means dark. timire garashila more. Rase tanu dara dhara, tahe nava kaishora. Rase tanu dara dhara, tahe nava kaishora. Aratahi natavara vesh. Chudara talani varne, mayura chandrika tame, lalita lavanya rupa shesh. And so, it's like you imagine two girls meet, and one girl says, I met some really amazing man here and there. What did he look like? Oh, he looked like this. Really? Oh, yeah, and it's like this and like that. Did you get his name? No, I just saw him. He looked at me, and I looked, but he went, I hope I see him again. I'll go there tomorrow during lunch and see if we run into each other. It was like this. So now you imagine, these are two Sakhis describing. It's not Lakshmi's origin, Adya Lakshmi, Sarva Lakshmi Mayi Radha. She's the origin of all the Lakshmis. She's a girl, 14-year-old girl. The first darshan of this ravishingly beautiful, seductive, enchanting boy. And Sakhi says, yeah, what did he look like? What did he look like? Rase Tanu Dara Dara. His Tanu, his body, it's like a river of ras. Nectar is dripping from his adolescent. Nectar is sweetness, and nectar is just dripping from his body. He says Dara Dara Tanu. Tanu means body. Rase. Dara Dara means a river. Dara. Navakishora, and he's dressed like Navakishora. He's Natavara Vesh. He's such a beautiful young boy, and he's dressed just like a dancer. Because apparently dramatic dancers, they wear lots of garlands and jewelry, and they look, when people dance, they dress, you see the Bharatanatyam ladies so dressed up. He looks like the best of dancers. And his crown, he has a crown of peacock feathers, Chudara Talani Bame. Chudara Talani Bame, like Bamya Prakara Radha. Bame means left, Dayan Bam. It says his peacock feather crown is tilted to the left. Why? That's the first darshan Radharani's seeing, that his peacock crown. His crown of peacock feathers slightly tilts to the left. Why is it tilting to the left? Because in the future, Radharani will walk on his left side. And when the sun is shining, those peacock feathers will keep the sun from coming in Radharani's face. So Krishna is already showing that I'm keeping my peacock crown on the left, because very soon you're going to be embraced by my left arm. Then his lovely form is the limit of beauty. Lalita Lavanya Rupa Shesh, Ashesh, Rupa Shesh. Lalita Lavanya Rupa Shesh, Ashesh. Shesh means end. There's no end to the Lavanya. Lavanya is a word that describes the beauty of a real pearl. A real pearl is the closest experience we may have we can relate to. When you look at the pearl, it's white, but then there's some gleam and shine coming from inside out of the pearl. And this is, they make imitation pearls, but they don't have the same lavanya. They have same shape, some shine. You can fool some people, but you can't fool yourself. You know whether you have real or not. But the actual real one, this lavanya, so the natural glow of youth. All young 14, 15-year-old people, healthy, balanced chakras and pure mind and very sattvic mind and senses, and all your chakras are balanced. Then you have a radiance, you glow. I met so many yogis and teachers when I was in California before Prabhupada, and they're glowing. Their bodies are radiant because there's so much sattva. Because they're Brahmavadis or whatever, they're yogis, Raj yogis, whatnot. I met. So they're very healthy. This is a type of lavanya. But this natural radiance, so she's saying he's glowing, his body is glowing. Rupa Lavanya Shesh, there's no limit, it's just glowing. And then she says, so she only glanced at Krishna from the corners of her eye. Imagine, that's a really effective camera, a very, very good camera. She got a zoom effect and a wide angle lens effect, a zoom effect, every effect, just like Radha Kripa Kataksha. She took it all in. Or maybe that's how it works, I don't know. I men are about the same way. It takes about half a second to figure out whether you like the woman or not. So the man looks, think, yeah, that one. So I guess even in our experience, it doesn't take much. But just see the details. How can you describe who it was? Oh, yeah, he was tall, dark hair, and I don't know. She very minutely took that picture with her eyes and developed it in the screen of her heart. Lalate chandana panti navagoro chana bhati taramaje punamika chand alaka balita mukha tribanga bangima sukha kamani janera manapanda panda. The spots of sandalwood paste on his forehead shine like fresh gorachan, which is a greenish yellow pigment. And the middle of his forehead, there's a full moon spot of chandan. That's like his tilak. When they describe in the Kam Gayatri Vakya, description of Kam Gayatri by Saraswati Pad and Mantra Artha Deepika and by Vishnu Chakravarti, he describes 24 and a half moons on Krishna's body. So the fingernails are shining and glimmering and glowing and beautiful. They're reddish in color, but they're glowing like full moon. Very soft and attractive, but they're reddish. But the 10 moons of the fingernails and toenails, 20. Then the face is 21, and right cheek, and 21, 22, 23, and then 24 is a bindu, and a half is the shape of his forehead, Krishna's forehead. A very beautiful woman has a forehead, you trace out her hairline, it's like a half moon. You'll see not very often in the West, you'll see, but in India you often see ladies that their forehead is shaped like that. Western people often have like a bulldozer type forehead. Watch out, I'm coming, man. Because we're extremely aggressive and but many people in India, they have very royal backgrounds, even to the extent of being Brahmins or Kshatriyas, or what to speak of Gandharvas or Chanaras or Kinnaras. Who can say what their background is? But certainly these are when they write about the beautiful symptoms of a lady, this is one that's mentioned. So this Krishna has that type of forehead. Like, it doesn't have the big. Of course, they say high forehead means big frontal lobe and lots of brains. But Krishna has no brains, but he has lots of heart. He just takes care of cows. Even the gopis that criticize him, you pago, you pashu buddhi, you pashu buddhi, you have no business here. You don't know how to play chess. This requires intelligence. We Sakhis have intelligence. You have pashu buddhi. We're playing this Chopra, this Pashakela. We're playing this chess. And every time Radharani wins, she throws the dice. Dashavidu, Dashavidu, Dashavidu. Ha! Krishna, I won your flute. Ha, ha, ha. And Radharani takes his flute. Dashavidu, Dashavidu, Dashavidu. Ta! Ah! I won. Now I gambled Lalita, my advisor. You gambled Madhamangal. Hey, Lalita, Vishaka, tie up that Batu. That's Madhamangal, nickname. Tie up Batu. So they tie him up. So Radharani wins. So then Lalita chides Krishna. Krishna, you're not doing very well today. Doesn't seem you know how to play very well this game of whatever, Pashkela, Pashkela. Lalita, give me that dice. Radharani. Radharani picks up the dice. I won again. So then they start criticizing Krishna. They say, you Pashu Buddhi. Pashu means animal, like Pashupatinath, Shankar Bhagavan in Nepal, Pashupatinath. Pashupati Bhagavan Shankar ki jai. I had darshan, Kathmandu, Pashupati, Shivji. He's a very beautiful form of Lord Shiva. So Pashupati means the Lord, protector of all the animals. That means us, you and me. No, it means all the bhutas, the living entities, the jivas. Pashu. So they say, you have the brain, you have a cow brain, Pashu Buddhi. Buddhi means intelligence brain. You have a cow brain. This game of chess, it's like something like chess. This game of chess requires some intelligence. You have to be a Russian, two Russians like play chess and like this. 7 days and some genius guy wins or whatever. So we suckies, we're ladies, we're intelligent. We're Saraswati. So there's this is Krishna. This is his half moon is his forehead. So Radharani is describing the spots, his middle of his forehead. There's a full moon. Lovely curly locks are flanking the side of Krishna of his face. He poses in a blissful threefold bending form. Tribhanga Bhangima Sukha. Very happy, blissful form. Then what is that form? What happens when someone sees that form? Kamani Janera Mana Panda. Kamani Man. Kamani Jana Man. Man means the mind. And Jana means Kamani means young, available, young, interested ladies. Let's put it that way. Kamani. Kamani means young, available, young, interested girls. Kamani. So it says his body works. His beautiful form works like a net to catch the minds of all girls. Kamani Jana. So this is the report, the first news report, breaking news of Radharani's first meeting with Krishna. It was obviously love at first sight. Radharani was swept off her feet just by seeing Krishna. Rase tano dara dara tahe nava kaishora ara tahe natavaravesh. So now what happens? And then she goes on. This is even more interesting. Loke tare kalo koi sahaja se kalo noi nilamani mukutara panti chahani chanchala banka kadamba kachete teka bhuvana mohana rupa bhati Bhuvana Mohana Rupa Bhati. Hey Saki, this boy, people call him Kalo. In Jagannath Puri, the Pandas, when they go in to see Jagannath, they say, hey Kaliya! Hey Kaliya! Kaliya doesn't mean this. It means Kaliya means in Ariyana means black. Hey you black man! Oh Kaliya! Kaliya! So the Brishvasis, he said, people are calling him Kalo. Hey Kalo, hey black boy. Because Subal is golden in color, Sridham is golden in color, Radharani is golden in color, Balaram is white. Coward boys are all golden and gopis are all golden. He's black. Sham Sundar. Oh, you black, you, there's, that kind of word they use sometimes. You black person, you Kalo. People are calling him Kalo, but actually he isn't black. Kalo noi. This is Bangla means nay. Kalo nay. We say Kalo nay. Kalo. Kalo koi. Kalo noi. This is Bengali. his loke, all the people, Tare Kalokoi, they say he's black, but he's not. Nilamani Mukutara Panti. He's like a sapphire. Nilam means, it's a Hindi for blue sapphire. Nilamani Mukutara Panti. He's like a sapphire, he is like a sapphire with a row of pearls. Mukut means moti, pearls. Chahani Chanchala Banka. His form enchants the whole world as he stands under the Kadamba tree, casting restless glances all around. Chahani Chanchala Banka. That's what that means. Chahani Chanchala Banka. Kadamba Gachite Teka. He's under the Kadamba. Bhuvana Mohana Rupa Bhati. His form is a Bhuvana. Bhuvaswa. Mohan. Mohini put a few demigods in illusion. Mohini avatar. Krishna's form is Mohini. And put Shiva in big illusion. Shiva went running after her. Big illusion. But Mohana Rupa, Bhuvana Mohana Sham. Bhuvana Mohana Sham bewilders the entire universe. What to speak of the mind of Radha and all the Sakhis. So this song shows that the sweetness of Vrindavan. So the saints living in the holy Dham, they certainly contribute to its greatness. I'm just explaining about the importance of this place, because the verse is glorifying Vrindavan because all this sweetness is there. And the source of all this sweetness is Madhupati Krishna and Madhuri Radha. And who can have access to that? Someone who lives in Vrindavan and Rag Marg as a Kinkari and following these practices of Manjari Bhav Upasana, he can somewhat appreciate this great sweetness that's available here in Krishna's Leelas in Vrindavan. So just about the importance of the saints living here, because they are holding the sweetness in their heart. The saints living in a holy Dham, they certainly contribute to its greatness. Once there was a dialogue, it's in Padma Puran, between Shiva and Parvati. And Shiva and Parvati said, what is it that makes Vrindavan so special? Is it because Krishna was there, Krishna came there, Radharani came there? Is it because, and Shiva said, no. He said, is it because of the pastimes, the Leela pastimes they had? No. Is it because the Govardhan Hill is only in Vrindavan, nowhere in the universe, and Radhakund and Yamuna are only in Vrindavan, nowhere else in the universe, no other planet? No. Well, what is it that makes Vrindavan so special? And Lord Shiva said it's the saints. It's the sadhus. It's the great devotees that live there. That's what makes it special. This is a nice point. So by their darshan, sangha and seva, everyone attains a supreme benefit. But even the place itself, this dham, Brajbhumi, and its Leela Stalis, and even its dust, this Goduli and Brajaduli, it's all very special and purifying. Not only because of the saints, the saints that live here, they're experiencing and tasting the Madhurya Ras. But it depends. But that ras, it depends on being at the level of prema. You have to be at the level of prema to experience it. So these different factors. So being here is a great contribution to have an access to that rasa. So anyone, when they're living in Vrindavan, as much as possible, they should visit and or live in, if they're interested in Radha and Krishna, and loving and serving Radha and Krishna eternally in Vrindavan, in their Siddha Sarup, especially as a Manjari, then they should live in Radhakund. That's the best place. Or somewhere in Vrindavan and and visit. If you're in Vrindavan, then spend your majority of your time and then bring the books of Madhurya Leela with you, sit in those places and chant and read and pray and cry and roll in the dust and embrace all the little twisty trees and pray to the monkeys and squirrels and everybody you see over there, Brahmins and Pandas, to bless you with a drop of Madhurya. Because Nidhivan is dripping with Madhurya like Krishna's body. Rase Tanu Dara Dara. Rase Tano Dhara Dhara. So Nidhiban Rase Tara. Rase Dhara Dhara. Not Tano, but Nidhiban, Sevakunj, Imalitala, Shrinkarvat, Govindagat, Dhir Shamira, Vamshivat, Panagat. But really Madhurya Leela, the pinnacle of Madhurya Leela, which is inviting everyone to enter into and offering itself to everyone. And even the lowest of sinners, the most degraded of people, those that are full of lust, Rid Rogam Kamam Rid Rogam. Viranoti Chirak, it says in the 10th chapter of Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 10, verse 33, chapter 33, verse 39, is saying Rid Rogam. It says, even if someone Rid Rogam, Kamam Rid Rogam, if someone has the heart disease, Rog means disease, Rogi, Bogi, and Yogi. Prabhupada used to say that. A yogi controls his senses, a bogi doesn't control his senses, and a rogi can't use his senses because he's sick. So a rogi is a dysfunctional bogi. If you want to put it in modern terms, rogi means disease. Vyadi, I'm sick. So when you're sick, you can't smell. My nose is snapped up, I can't smell. And you can't hear. What do you say? And you don't feel like talking. Your voice doesn't work. So you're like this. So here, these places, when we're here, we spend our maximum time there. Take Krishna, Bhavanasara Sangra. It's in English. Govinda Lilamrita, Krishna Bhavanamrita, Krishna Eka Kumudi. If you only read English, you read Hindi, and there's so many books. And go to these places that I mentioned. Maybe a few more I forgot. I think I got most. And then you sit there, and the place itself is full of Madhurya Leela. It's full of Parakya Bhav. It's full of Kripa. Radharani comes to Vamshivat every day. She comes there and dances there and goes to Dhirashmir and goes along Yamuna Pulina. So I never heard she went to Loy Bazaar. I never heard she went to Madhavan Colony. I never heard she went to Chaitanya Vihar. I never heard she went to Raman Reti. Show me anywhere, any Shastra. I've read all the Shastras. I've not seen one mention about a Radha Krishna pastime in Raman Reti. Ask you have so many rasic janas that are your sadhu sangha. I never read. At least in our Gaudiya Shastras. Maybe there's Hitari Vamsh or others they tell. But it's not like that. Of course, ultimately every inch of Vrindavan is a Madhurya Leela Stali, every place is a kunja and like that. But what's revealed to us, what is known to us, what has been revealed by Bhugarva Goswami, Lokanath, and Nimbarkachari and all others, and you see, wherever the Gaudiyas are, the Nimbarkis are. Because Nimbarkis also, they worship Radha and Krishna and Sakhiva. So they're all gathered around Vrindavan. Nidhiman Sevakunj there, that. And all the Gaudiyas. But Gaudiya is a special place, is Radhakund, because Nimbark doesn't know about Radhakund. Nimbarkacharya didn't discover this place. He didn't come here. He has no sitting place here at all. But Mahaprabhu, this is the gift of Mahaprabhu. This is a gift to Mahaprabhu, to the Acharya. This is a gift of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu discovered it, and who did he give it to? He gave it to the Manjari Bhav Guru, Raghunath Das. And Raghunath Das sat here and produced books about Manjari Bhav Upasana. Upasana means how to worship in the mood of a Manjari. Stavavali. Avali means a group of, a series of, a collection of. Stava means prayers. Stavavali. The most famous one is Vilap Kusamanjali. It's all about Radha's Seva and Radha's Bhav and the mood of a Manjari. Radharani, one day she says, "Oh Manjari, why don't you become my Sakhi? You become like Lita. You become so close to me. Like you'll become, I have Ashtasakhi, now we'll have Navasakhi. Navasakhi. No Sakhi. We'll have not like Navavida Bhakti. We'll have 9 Sakhis. You'll be my closest Sakhi." And Rati Manjari, Tulsi Manjari, Das Goswami folds, "Oh Radharani, oh Swamini, oh Ishwari, Nechaye. I offer all respects. I offer all respects to being your Sakhi. I offer all respects and I appreciate your offer. I'm very grateful and thankful. You're offering me to be your Sakhi. But I fold my hands and I fall at your feet. I only want to be your maidservant. Ami Radha Padadasi. Ami Radha Padadasi. I am a servant of your lotus feet. I don't want anything else. I appreciate the offer, but no thanks. I want my... So these kind of verses are there. So this is what we call developing Gopi Bhav. Because the real thing is Bhav. If you have Gopi Bhav, the emphasis is Gopi Bhav. You develop the Bhav, then the body is automatic. This is the principle. First Bhav, then body. First thinking, then action. Think, feel, will. You think, oh, yeah, India. Oh, an interesting place. Maybe I'll go there. Then you read and I feel like going there. Yeah, I really feel like it. You feel like going to India? No, I don't feel like going. You want to go? Yeah, I'll go. You want to go? Okay, we'll go. You feel, I feel, we go. So willing. So this thinking is bhav, the feeling, the thinking. So how does that come inside one? How does one get that bhav? You can go to some guru. May I have a siddhadeya? Oh, here's your siddhadeya. Your manjari name is so-and-so, and your age is so-and-so, and your varna, and your vasan, and your seva, and your kunja, and your... all these things. Okay, now, that's nice. Okay, now what? I'll go to sleep. But if you have bhav is... That's part of the process, siddha pranali. But one may receive siddha pranali, but that's the form, but you need the bhav. You have to fill up that form with the bhav, because if you die with only knowing that you're manjari srup, but you don't have manjari bhav, and you're not on the level of prema, then no success. So the key point is developing the bhav. Like the Rishicharis, it's described in 10th canto of Bhagavatam, and also in Padma Puran and the commentaries of Brahmanda Puran. In Brahmanda Puran, they tell their own story, the Shruticharis, how the Shruticharis became gopis. There from millions of years ago, the Vedas and the Shrutis, they said, we followed the bhav of the manjaris. They didn't receive siddha pranali. No, they didn't. They're not coming in by the mercy. They didn't receive the mercy of Gauranga Mahaprabhu or Nityananda or coming. They're not Gaudiya Vaishnavas. They were living millions of years ago. The Shrutis, the Vedic Shrutis, they heard descriptions of Narada Muni and others about the gopis. They became captivated by the exchanges, the love, the feelings, and they said, "Oh, we want to be gopis. How do we be gopis?" And they said, "Oh, you cultivate gopi bhav." So they cultivated gopi bhav. Then they appeared in Krishna's Leela as sadhana siddha gopis. They did their sadhana. Their sadhana was cultivating the bhav. How, it's not described. It just said, we followed the bhav, the Sanskrit verse say, we followed the bhav of the gopis. But we know how to follow the bhav, anugatya. Anugatya means follow. We know how to follow, we know how to cultivate. And Das Goswami gave us the way. So we read these shlokas of Radharas Sudhanidhi. Radharas Sudhanidhi has about 40 or 50, have 40 shlokas that are only about manjaris and kinkaris, and about 60 shlokas that can be taken to be just regular sakhis or manjaris. And so that's 60 and 40, that's 100. And the other half of the book, or 160, is only about sakhis and sakhi bhav, because the author has two swarups. One is Tunga Vidya Sakhi, and one is a manjari. But then Stavavali, Raghunath Das Goswami, all of Raghunath Das Goswami's writings, practically, are saturated with Gopi Bhav. So you read over and over again, Govinda Lilamrita, the exchanges, Tulsi Manjari, Rati Manjari, how they speak, how they laugh, how they act, and this. It actually comes inside one, like they say, I'm really over time, because I have a class myself at 4 o'clock. I have to go to class. My teacher is my guru, but he's my friend also. At any rate, so far my batting average is I go to half. My guru gives class at 4 o'clock. Every other day I try to go. But at any rate, what was I saying? What was the point? By reading Govinda Lila Amrita, and especially when the exchanges about manjaris and gopis are serving, then what I was saying is it comes into one's heart and mind in an imperceptible way. You don't understand how it's happening. It's just like, how do you get a cold? You're just going along, you're healthy, you feel great, all of a sudden, it just creeps up on you. It comes inside you. You get a fever, a headache. Oh, I feel out of balance, Oh, I don't know, but what's going to happen? Then all of a sudden you either win or lose or whatever. You get defeated and get a cold and get really heavy sick or a little bit. So it actually comes inside you, because I've asked very senior devotees in Raganuga Bhakti that are practicing Raganuga Bhakti as Manjari Bhav's Upasana, with the desire to develop Manjari Bhav as Radharani. I said, this Manjari Bhav, how do you get Manjari Bhav? And he said, you read these books, you pray, you read, you pray, you read. Because already, when you surrender to the Guru and he gives you the pranali, he gives you that seed of that Manjari Bhav. When you take Diksha from Guru, Brahmanda Brahmatekon, Guru Krishna, Brahmanda Brahmatekon, Bhagavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai, Bhakti Latta Bij. He gives you the seed of Bhakti, and that's a generic seed of Bhakti, which means, oh, now I'm Krishna's devotee. Now I realize I'm Krishna's servant, Jivara Surupaya. The seed of Bhakti has come in me. Now, with that seed of Bhakti comes the desire to serve. The desire to serve and the mood of a servant. The desire to serve and the mood of a servant. A generic servant. I'm Guru Das, Guru Dasi, whatever. We're serving the Guru. And we do our service, whatever that service is. But when we take Siddha Pranali Diksha from the Guru, when he gives the mantras, then he gives kind of a booster shot to our, to our bhakti. He gives the seed of Bhav, Gopi Bhav. And maybe even as I mentioned, we were cultivating it on our own and reading, but when we met a Guru, and Guru introduced us to this whole idea and concept, then that idea we had and that reading we were doing and that desiring and feeling we're having, all of a sudden it takes a real shape by the mercy of Guru when that seed of this Gopi Bhav comes in the heart. And then the Gopi Bhav starts to grow by doing these things, by reading all these books, Stavavali and Vilapkusamanjali and Govinda Lilamrita, etc. Then it actually grows and you start to experience the sweetness of Radha and Krishna, which I mentioned 40 minutes ago. This I've seen and I've understood, and that's what because they would, all of them give the same answer. They say, you just read, just keep reading, memorize verses, if you can memorize verses, English, Sanskrit, whatever you can, the idea of the verses, and then all of a sudden you start feeling, you have the abhiman, abhiman means mentality, thinking, identification, feeling, abhiman. I'm Radharani's maidservant. I'm Radharani's gopi or manjari. It's real, it's tangible, it's experiential. So he's saying that this is what we get when we come to Vrindavan and meet the saints. So I think we're way over time. We'll finish this verse tomorrow. Sri Radharasuranidhi ki jai.